one synchro deck. Ah, ah, ah. Two synchro decks. Ah, ah, ah. Three synchro decks. Ah, ah, ah. Four. Hello, and welcome to the Chucast. This is Chucast. Welcome into KCC week number 4 versus Breadboi and the Richmond Code Talkers. Breadboi's team consists of Virtual World, Dragunity, Psyframes, Gravekeepers, Ice Barriers, Mist Valley, Droplet, Crystal Wing, Borolo Savage, and E-Telly at 2 copies. So, Breadboi has a lot of synchro decks. A lot of synchro decks. We are currently 3-0 going into this week, and I'm feeling confident. For this week, we are generally citing a lot of synchro hate cards, as literally every deck of his, except for Gravekeepers, focuses on synchro. Some of the other stuff we're citing are Necro Valley hate cards, our Blind Second cards, stuff like that. So, for this week, we decided to bring Springans, Raidraptor, and Time Thief. Raidraptor and Time Thief because they're generally the 2 best decks we have, and Springans because we're already maining some of the synchro hate and stuff like Chalice, so that if we get matched up versus synchro deck, game 1, we can fuck them up. If we get matched up versus Gravekeepers, let's hope we don't. Anyways, that should be all. Let's get into some games, baby. Match 1 is Springans versus Gravekeepers. Breadboi is going first, activating Necro Valley, summoning Recruiter, setting 1, and passing. We start by activating Watch for Field Spell, then summon Regulator, activating the effect for Winder and Adjuster, adding Retrograde and sending Bezel Ship. We activate the Field Spell, pitching a Bronga for Explorer. We load a second Bronga under Explorer, and instead of using the effect of Explorer to pop something, we detach the material to try and summon Bezel Ship as a funny joke. We overlay for Tornado Dragon to try and pop Necro Valley, but we're met with the droplets. Instead of keeping the material under Tornado Dragon, we detach the material on Tornado to summon Winder and attack in Recruiter, adding Spy to hand. With a naturally bad matchup, we're sort of forced to just sit in the face of Necro Valley and wait for Breadboi to eventually take game 1, which happens in a couple turns, around turn 8. What sucks is, we likely could have taken this matchup if we weren't stupid. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Game 2 starts much the same. Our deck struggles to play under Necro Valley and can't really remove it or Supernaturalist. We eventually get into a decent spot after he removes the Supernaturalist for Descendants effect, allowing us to slowly whittle down his life points, but an eventual Commandant plus Magicalized Fusion puts the nail in the coffin and nets Breadboi an early lead. An unfortunate matchup for Springans, especially since we never really saw our outs to Necro Valley. Match 2 is Raidraptor versus Virtual World. Breadboi is going first, popping off with his Virtual World combo, ending on Chuche Shen, which is extremely manageable as long as we don't open below average. Kek W. While we have starter plus 2 extenders, double Pain, and double Kage to Kage, doesn't get us anywhere and doesn't allow us to play through Chuche. Instead of playing it out, we forfeit on the draw so Breadboi doesn't get any information for sighting. Game 2. Alright, this should be completely playable. Without any interruption, this is full combo. We summon Tribute and try to summon Strangle, getting met with a Gamma. This forces us to send Mimicry and add a second Tribute to hand for a possible turn 3, hoping D-Barrier plus Fogblade can get us there. Breadboi activates Kowloon, grabbing Chuche. He activates E-Telly for Nyan, and we D-Barrier calling Synchro. Breadboi summons Wielder, overlaying into Jaja, then activates Lao in hand, sending Nyan, then Tribute summons a second Lao, overlaying for Fan, activating the effect which we Fogblade, forcing him to pass. Luckily for us, despite the Fan floating into 3 monsters on pop, full combo is able to get us to lethal. Game 3, Breadboi is able to set up Shen, Chuche, and Fan, which is beatable as long as we opened up a single fucking extender. Double Alpha is nice to have and even baits out the Chuche, but with probably one of the worst Raidraptor hands I've seen in a while, We're forced to just make Arc Rebellion and pass, not wanting to let the Fan float, but that can't hold off Breadboi, and we unfortunately lose the week. I guess we can at least save some differential in Game 3. Match 3 is Time Thief versus Dragunity. Breadboi is going first, summoning Sonatus, pitching Armogram to equip Kaus, summoning it, then Tribute summoning Mistletoe, equipping Armogram, then Synchro summoning Airbear, sending 1 and passing. We summon Raider's Wing and Shade Brigandine, overlaying for Redoer. We summon Singing, which gets Ghost Mournered. We try and summon Winder, Breadboi chaining Airbear to negate, so we chain Redoer to try and bounce Airbear. So Breadboi chainlink Forest Droplet, sending Airbear to negate Redoer, so we chainlink 5 PK Force and Arc Rebellion, attacking in and passing. With a Discord in the back row, there's not really much that Breadboi can do. He summons Armogram back, but he can't really beat over Arc Rebellion, and ends up forfeiting on his next turn. Game 2, Breadboi is once again going first, using Senatus, pitching Remus to get Kaus equipped once more. He summons Kaus and Synchro summons Barca, equipping and summoning Kaus once again, Synchro summoning Airbear, setting 3 and passing. We start by using Chalice on Airbear, then Lightning Storm the back row. With only 2 level 4s in hand, we really can't make much other than Dark Rebellion and attack in. Unfortunately for us, a Garuda the Wind Spirit off the top allows Breadboi to make an Ascalon, forcing us to Santa Claus it on the following turn, and wait for a way to get back into the game. Unfortunately, that time never comes, and we end up losing Game 2. Game 3 is that double called by double Lightning Storm. Fucking yikes. This forces us to just leave an empty board passing. Luckily, Breadboi, despite being able to make Airbear plus Armogram, isn't able to OTK us, and we're able to Lightning Storm the board. And with Regulator off the top, we're able to pop off and get to our normal Time Thief and board of Bardiche plus Redoer with Retrograde and PK Force set. Breadboi is unable to play through this, and we're able to swing for lethal the following turn, getting us at least 1 match win this week. That shit was just frustrating. Having the win taken from your dying hands because you bricked like 4 of the 9 games possible. Well, no, we only had, 8 games? But still, bricking half of the games is so fucking frustrating, dude. Like, you're joking. That could have been such an easy win if we opened above average hands. It's frustrating. This loss puts us at 3-1 plus 8, and while we're still at the front of our division, it doesn't feel great. Looking forward, our goals for the upcoming weeks are trying to fix, Springans, because that deck has been lackluster and underwhelming, and I don't know, trying to figure out consistency issues. The thing is, it's rough. It really is. That Game 3 was extremely winnable if we had opened a single extender. However, I guess we just move on and look forward. So, I hope you all enjoyed. Next week we'll be facing off against Zero and his Tri-Brigade draft. I am hoping that we can go in there confident and take a win. So, I believe that's all. Yeah, comment, rate, subscribe really helps the channel, and if you want to see more, where to look. Bye-bye!